Hey everyone, Grayson the Bard here, and it is a beautiful, beautiful morning for day 8 of my Hunt Today challenge. The sun is shining, it's a crisp 60 degrees in my little town. The birds are singing right outside my goddamn window as I'm trying to record, so if you hear chirping, that's what that is. But yes, it's day 8, dawn of the second week, and only 21 more weeks to go. I did the math this morning just to kind of see exactly how much more I've got in for me, and 21 weeks. Today I wanted to continue my journey of exploring the Deviant Monsters, as well as record some footage for the video I want to make on Deviants, because I have put in a lot of work on the script for that, actually. It's coming along really well, and I may actually shelf the Beginner's Guide to Monster Hunter first video for October, and have the Deviant video be the one I release in October, and then have the Beginner's Guide start coming out closer to Wild's release. I think timeline-wise that makes a little more sense, and it is more likely to get seen by people who are checking out Monster Hunter for the first time, getting hyped for Wilds as it gets closer to release, and want to see what the series is all about. So for now, I'm going full speed ahead on Deviants, and I gotta say, the more I hunt these guys, the more I regret that I didn't do it back when Generations and Generations Ultimate were fresh content, because these guys are so much fun. I'm mostly doing the, I guess, lower tier monsters right now, stuff like Red Helmarzaros, Tetsukabra, Stonefist, mostly because they kind of fit the thesis of the video that I'm making the best, while stuff like Bloodbath Diablos is a little bit harder to make fit into that ecological hole that I am trying to make these monsters fit into for this video. Not impossible, but just a little bit trickier, and the lower tier monsters, the connection that I'm going to be drawing in the video is a lot more clear and in your face. So, I don't know, maybe some of the higher tier monsters and the G rank ones are so much of a pain in the ass that I'm going to completely revise my opinion, but for right now, I'm really loving Deviants. And so today I am hunting 2 Red Helmarzaros. I'm going to kind of split the video a little bit after I hunt the first one so that it goes right into the fight for the second one, just so you don't have to see me running around gathering for a little bit before the second Arzaros spawns in. They are really fun fights, and something I really appreciate about Deviants is how the quests level up as you go. Like, you start off hunting just one of the Deviant monsters, and then the next level 2 quest is that you have to capture one, and then the third level of the quest is that you have to fight 2 of them, and then the fourth one is you have to fight the Deviant and another unrelated monster, with the subquest being tied to the secondary monster rather than the Deviant. And I think that's really cool. I really appreciate when Monster Hunter quests add variants like that, and it's not just, this is the one monster you're fighting, go deal with it, and then head back to base. And I'm pretty sure the quest progression for the G-rank ones, the ones that were introduced in Generations Ultimate, are different as well. But really, the thing that I really appreciate about that is it's not always the same monster. It's kind of the same format, but, you know, for the Red Helmarzaros quest, for example, for level 4 or level 5, I can't remember, the quest is to fight a Malfestio, in addition to the Red Helmarzaros, but then if I were to go over to Nightcloak Malfestio, for example, where it does the Nightcloak and then a secondary monster quest, I'm pretty sure it's Basarios. So, I've mentioned in previous videos that I am a huge fan of anything in Monster Hunter that gives the player choice and variance, so this quest progression style is a huge, huge win for me. One thing that I think is kind of funny and kind of weird about Deviants that I didn't really realize until I started doing research for this video is they're intended to be individuals of a species that have a particular adaptation or mutation that makes them more powerful. They're not meant to be like a subset of the species. They're not necessarily a variant. They're just a weirdo. And I even think in the canon of Deviants, there's only supposed to be one of them, which makes it absolutely wild that we have quests where you have to, like the one I'm doing right now with this Red Helmarzaros, where you have to fight 2 of them. It just kind of lessens, I guess, the impact of what they're supposed to be doing as creatures. But at the same time, I also understand that, you know, this is a video game and we have to be able to fight and refight the monsters in order to grind, get the gear, get the weapons and armor we want. So gameplay-wise, it makes sense. I just think it's kind of funny given the lore of what Deviant Monsters are. But thinking about that actually did kind of get me down that rabbit hole of thinking about how Deviant Monsters could return in Wilds, potentially. In one of the other Hunt-A-Days, I think it was the Stone-Faced Hermitar one, I talked about how they could do Deviants almost like how they do outbreaks of Pokemon in Legends Arceus and Scarlet and Violet, where occasionally on the map there will be just a horde of a singular type of Pokemon which have an increased chance to be shiny. I still think it would be cool to do something similar to that in Wilds, where you occasionally just find a horde of a single type of monster that has a higher chance to be either a rare species or a variant or potentially a deviant. But I also think that in order to really sell the deviant nature of the monsters, the individual nature, while still making them farmable and less of a pain from a gameplay sense, if there's only one of them that will ever appear at a time, I think they could take a lesson from what they did with Kulve Taroth, or with just general Elder Dragon Repel quests, or even in Monster Hunter Frontier, the Raviente quests, where you find the deviant, you fight it for a while, you wear it down, you technically complete the hunt, you knock it down, it gets up, runs away, you get an end screen, you get your quest rewards. But the deviant isn't dead. The quest would then level up, and you would have to track the deviant down again. It would probably be easier, it would be on the map, you would just have to go find it, but it would be more difficult. It would have newer moves, it would have powered up, it would have gotten used to what you're doing. And then you would complete the quest again, it would run away, you would get the rewards, and this would kind of mimic what the deviant leveling system in Generations Ultimate does, while still making it so that the deviants feel like they are unique, singular individuals in the species, rather than just another mob that we're hunting. You could even tie in the additional monster aspect of that leveling system, say a deviant Doshaguma. Maybe once you beat it for the first time, it runs off, finds a Doshaguma horde, and you have to fight the deviant Doshaguma while it is fighting an alpha Doshaguma for, dominance of the pack kind of deal. I think there's ways that it could work, and it could be really cool. But again, this is also just me rambling in front of a microphone, spitballing. I have not fully fleshed this idea out, but I would also love to hear what y'all think about it. Let me know in the comments. And that's all for today. Enjoy the rest of the hunt. Stick around to the end if you can. Like, comment, and subscribe if you want to. Don't if you don't. And until next time, I'll see you next time.